back to my channel. It's your girl Dal, and today guys, it is story time. As you guys could tell by my title, it is story time of my experience living in a shelter. And yes guys, it's time for me to share this with you. I'm already sharing my life with you guys, and I do blogs, I do certain stuff, like I do story time. And honestly, I feel like it's time for me to let you guys know a little bit more about me, so you guys could get to know me a little bit more, and you know, my experience, everything I had to go through. And yeah, because you know, life has never been the best. Life has never been easy. I did gone through like different stuff, and yeah, so this is my story, and this is my experience of me living in a shelter with my daughters, and how it was for me. And yeah, I just want to share my story because I know that someone out there probably is going through something similar to what I went through. And sometimes they think they're, you know, at that moment when you're going through all that, you just think you're like the only person going through it, or you just feel like you're just stuck. And I'm like here sharing my story because I want to let everyone know, like, you're not alone. You know, you're never alone. Things does get better, life does get better. And yeah, so let's get straight into my video. Probably do a part 2 just in case if I don't like put everything in this first video. If I don't get to like finish talking and saying everything in this first video, I'ma just go do a second video. So if I do a second video, so stay tuned and make sure you guys are subscribed and your post notifications are on, so you guys don't miss out on it. Okay, all right guys, so when I first went into a shelter, guys, I went into a teen parent program, a teen living program. I was 19 at the time, and my oldest daughter was 4 years old at the time, and I was like 3 months pregnant with my second daughter. And that's the first time I went into one. The reason why, guys, just to give a little bit of background, the reason why I went into a teen parent program, I was not having the best relationship. Me and my mom's relationship was never the best relationship at all. Like we were never like close. We never had the best bonding, like the best mother and daughter relationship that, you know, like most people have. And it was a lot of put downs, and you eventually grow tired of it. I was really tired of it, and it was affecting me so much. So I remember the day I went into a teen parent program. I remember I spent the whole day at the welfare office because I have no one to turn to. Like, I had no family around me that was willing to like open the door for me. So I had no choice but to do what I did, which sucks, like you like not having that like support no matter what. So I did that, and I learned from my experience. It made me who I am today. And yeah, so when I went, guys, I spent the whole day at the welfare office, guys, asking for help. And literally right when they were about to close, like I think they're closed at 5 o'clock or something at that time, that's when they were able to find an open bed, how they say it, like, oh, there's a bed available for you and your child. So the only thing is, what they were telling me is like, oh, you know that if, you know, we find a bed for you, it might not always be here within the city you live in. It could be somewhere like a different city, really far away, like an hour or 2 away. And that was really scary for me, because I'm like, oh my god, I've never been in one. Like, how is it? Are people gonna be stealing my stuff? I don't know, I was thinking the worst. Like, a lot of people think like shelters, I think family shelters, teen parent programs is a lot different from homeless shelters. I would say from personal experience, like by that I mean, it's like there's homeless shelters that you just walk in and you just have a bed, or you know, you just walk in, you automatically got help. But when it comes to a family shelter and a teen parenting program, you are placed in that. You just don't automatically walk up and be like, hey, I need a bed. You know, you are placed in that. Like, so I was sent, guys, I think it was like an hour away to Worcester, Massachusetts. And guys, I was so scared when I arrived. I was only there in that program, in that shelter in Worcester, for about a week and a half. I was there for a week and a half, and it was really like nerve-wracking. Like, I was so scared. I was with my daughter. I'm in a whole city I never really been to. I never, you know, don't have a car, don't have nothing. And where I'm from, I know how to take the bus. I know how to walk around, like get around. Here, I don't know the buses. I don't know which way is where. Like, I don't know. So I was really, really scared. And then in that program, I had my own room. I had my own bed. My daughter had her own bed. And at the time, she was only 4. So she was still learning to like sleep on her own. So she was so attached to me, and she was obviously scared. I was really, really scared because I'm like, what am I going to do? Because they do check every hour. The staff, overnight staff, be checking. They open your door to check that you're asleep, that you're sleeping, your kid is sleeping on his or her bed. So literally what I had to do with my daughter, I had to make sure she was she'll fall asleep in my bed, and then quickly like put her in her bed, transfer her over to the bed and stuff, just before they like say, you know, because they could write you up for that. Like, you get written up for dumb stuff. But I know every night we had chores. That was a new place. I was only there for 1 week, so it was like barely there for a whole week, because I ended up coming back. I ended up coming back to where I'm from for Thanksgiving night and stuff. So they bought me a ticket, a bus ticket, to come back home to spend time with my family, and then go back. So I remember like, but every night, every morning, they had like, you can't be there. You gotta be out the house. Like, it was a house. Like, you gotta be out the house by a certain time. You gotta find something to do. Since I obviously just got there, I have, you know, nothing to do. Like, I still don't have like no program to go to, like to find job, like to find work, anything like that. So and no daycare around. Like, I was new. So they were like, oh, there's a library in downtown, just like probably like 15 minutes away. You just gotta walk there, blah blah blah. I literally, guys, the shelter that was on top of a hill, and it's already winter. It's freezing cold, and I'm pregnant. It's a hill. I'm telling you, we're walking down, me and my daughter. She starts to cry because it's cold. It was freezing at like that. I think it was November or so, December, and it was already starting. It was so freezing cold already out, and it was really bad. And I would spend the whole day at the library with her, and then there's times that I do ended up having money, and I would just buy her lunch, like breakfast at Dunkin' Donuts spot somewhere, and then we'll walk. But when I came back home, guys, they ended up buying me the ticket. I had to find my way with my daughter to the bus terminal there. It was so scary. I was like, OMG. Then there's one time I was so scared because there was another girl living there, and I guess she was having trouble with like her baby daddy, or you know, that he couldn't know where she's at. So due for her safety and everybody else's safety there, she was going to be transferred to a different like teen parent program, like a different shelter. And it turns out, guys, they told me after that she was transferred back to my city, to Springfield. She was transferred back to where I'm from, and I literally went inside my room and I started crying. I was like, they said they didn't have a bed, they didn't say. I was crying, like so frustrated. Like, I'm like, they could have sent me back home. Like, I know where I'm from, like I know my way around. I have no idea, like she's from here, why they sent her away? Like, sent me back home, like at least so I know my area and I feel comfortable where I'm at. And then literally like 2 days later, they ended up finding another spot, like another room open for me, and I was able to go back home. Other shelter ended up picking me up, and I had all my stuff, and I remember arriving there around like 8 at night and I was like, oh my god, like at least I knew the area, like I was familiar with the area and stuff, and I was like, at least I know where I'm at. But I'm just scared because when I arrived, there's a lot more girls. There was only like, you know, like the little bit that where I was at, like there's a lot more girls. They look more like, you know, they're about it. And I was just like, this should be fun. Like, and I just quickly like try not to interact. I just try not to talk. I'm like, guys, I'm like that. I'm a really quiet person, and I'm always quiet. And I just like, I'm to myself, and if nobody likes that, then that's not my problem. But I'm really like to myself, and I was like that in the shelter, and a lot of girls didn't like, were like, mira esta, like look at this one, like she thinks she all that or something, or she can't say hi or nothing. I'm like, I don't know, everywhere I went there was somebody like had a problem, or like just because of the way I was, like I wasn't nothing. I was just a quiet person that didn't say much. So in that shelter, I had my own room as well, but we like I said, we had to share bathroom, we had to share kitchen. At least thankfully I had my own fridge, and all I had to do was buy a lock, and I bought 2 locks because I gotta lock the bottom, lock the top, and no, bought 3 because I also had to lock my food cabinet so they don't go in and steal from my food cabinet, which, you know, they do. So my teen parent program experience is like totally different from the adult one, and that's why I might do like part 1, part 2. But at least I had my own fridge, so me and my daughter's stuff was, you know, kept safe. Her juices, everything. I didn't have to like argue with who took what, who took this, who took that, you know. At least I was good with that. One thing I was really frustrated is that every night we had group, and they call it group. It's like someone comes over and they start to talk to us. We start doing activities with the moms, and then the kids are sent upstairs for play group. And I was just so like attached to my kid. I was like, I don't want her to go, like all that, like, but I had to attend, because then that's a failure. You'll get written up. You'll get in-house. They call it in-house. You couldn't go out for 30 days, and by that they mean like you can't request weekends to go spend time, like request a weekend to go like stay at your parents' house, or you know, to stay out. So they call it in-house. Like you gotta just be in the house on the weekends all day long, like nothing. Like it was really like frustrating. In that shelter, I went through a lot. Like I was really like, I got really depressed at one point. I also my daughter started getting like really sad, and she always wanted to just go home to like my mom's, and she will cry literally every night because she didn't want to be there. And it was really hard because I guess I was just being like, I think it was just my pride, you know, like I'm not going back. I'm tired of it. I'm not going back to my mom's. I'm gonna stick through. You know, I did everything possible. I'm filing applications for housing, doing this for housing, doing all. I did everything I could to get my first apartment. And then I didn't. I was on waiting list, and I never got my first apartment while being there. And it was so frustrating. I was like, what can I do? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, I'm doing everything I can. I'm calling, I'm updating my address, I'm updating everything every month. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, what more can I do? Like, I'm actually like you know, in a program, like trying to look for work. I'm getting my hours done through welfare. Like I'm doing everything I can, and nothing. Like, guess I wasn't like taken as serious. And people see you as like, oh my gosh, she's, you know, she's living in a teen parent program, and you're pregnant again, and this and that. Like, where's the help? Where's the help from the kid's family, like the baby dad's family? It's like, it was a sad experience what I had to go through. In the teen parent program, guys, even the staff working there, they would literally go through your room and I'll tell you why they went through your room. So it's like, it was hard, like coming home and finding your stuff being like moved. I have pictures of my stuff, my belongings thrown on the floor because the staff didn't think it didn't belong where it was. Like stuff like that. It was just so frustrating. Literally, I was there like almost all 9 months. Well, through most of my pregnancy, I was like there. I literally went through it all there, which was like really, really hard for me. We did chores. Like I said, we had to clean every night. We, you know, the bathrooms, everything. And I hated cleaning. I hated cleaning the bigger bathroom, because it's like you're cleaning for all these girls that are moms and they can't clean after themselves. Like, you are a whole mom and you got this mom over here cleaning like after you. It's like, it was so frustrating. I hated it. The easiest chore in that teen parent program was cleaning doorknobs, and I used to love when it was that type of month. And because every month they will do like who has what type, like who gets what for the whole month. And when I used to get that, I used to enjoy it, because I was like, yo, I'm pregnant, I can't be doing all this because you guys want me to clean this, mop this, all that. It was really bad. And obviously, like with my second daughter, I had a horrible pregnancy, like horrible morning sickness, and I spent it all in the shelter. And then eventually I got really, really sick with her. I remember feeling weak. Oh my god, it was so bad. I got so sick, and I couldn't even make it to group night, and they used to get so mad. Even the staff would try to keep you home. Not even like, they tried to keep you there and without getting you help at all. Like, by that I mean, like, they had rats. That shelter had rats, had everything. Guys, I am terrified. Like, I'm terrified. When I say I'm terrified, like, whew, le tengo miedo. I am so scared of mouse, rat, whatever you want to call it. I'm afraid of it. Like, and they had all that. Like, I'd never seen it, but I know girls that had it in their rooms, and like dead, like through the heater, and you could smell it. It was and then it's just so gross. Then it was really, really gross. The teen parent program, you always had to ask for permission to, like, you know, like request the weekends. And there was one time, I'm not sure what the heck I did. I really didn't know what I did. I think it was the time they actually came into my room, and like they went through all my stuff, and they like threw it on the floor that I had enough. And the staff was like with that whole attitude, and I just like spoke my piece, and I gave her attitude back. But I didn't give her an attitude like the other girls would. I just like the fact that I spoke, and literally I spoke. And me, when I'm super mad and I'm really, really, really trying to get my point across, I start to cry because I am so mad. Like, I'm just like frustrated at the fact that people don't understand like where you're coming from, you know. And because of that, I remember going back, coming home that night, and the second shift staff said that I'm in 30-day in-house, so I couldn't request no weekends. So I just pretty much just be there all day. I literally started crying. Oh, what's that supposed to mean? Like, I never did anything. I didn't do anything. I'm the nicest person in this house. Like, I'm literally the quietest person. There's all these girls that come at you guys and do this and do that, and you guys don't say anything to them. I literally keep everything clean. I remember around that time, guys, my grandmother passed away, and they literally didn't want to allow me to go and be at, like, have that weekend to be able to attend my grandmother's funeral. And those are stuff that I had to go through, and it's like, people don't know that. Like, people don't know like how hard stuff, like how hard like it is being there, you know. So they really they don't care. Like, sometimes they're there to help you, but some of them are just there for a paycheck, you know. And it's frustrating that, you know, even for my own grandmother's funeral, they really wasn't trying to let me, like, have that weekend with my family, be able to stay with my family, instead of letting me go and stuff. But do you know what they do? They call whoever you stay. So if I say I'm gonna stay with my mom, they'll call my mom every shift and to make sure that I'm there, that I didn't escape and stuff, because I'm a teen, you know. Like, teens are crazy. It's like, dang, like we're like locked down, like we're in lockdown, you know. So it was so like annoying. So I had to request days, like if I wanted to go to church and stuff, I literally had to like let them know I'm going to church, and they will tell me I can't arrive late, I can't arrive past curfew. And I was like, well, I was at church, I wasn't out clubbing, I was at church. And they would tell me like, oh, that's not okay, you can't be like arriving late. And I was so frustrated, because it's like they can't deny, like they can't deny you going to church. Like, no matter what day of the week it is, they can't deny you that right to attend and no, and excuse you from coming late past curfew, you know. I think that's pretty much everything. I went through a lot more, like, in that shelter was just more like teen parent program and stuff. Like, we every Friday, every week, once a week, you also had to meet with a therapist, like a lot of stuff. And I used to hate meeting with the therapist they provided, because I always thought that meeting with the therapist they provided, the therapist would go and tell them anything like personal we said, or how we feel about being here in the shelter. So I remember going out my way and saying, I'm not going to accept this therapist, and I'm gonna find my own. And I literally went out and I found my own, because you got to show proof that you're actually going, all that. And if you're going to a doctor's appointment, you gotta go bring them the note, everything. And literally, if I had the doctor's appointment, either it was for my daughter, for me, or for like the belly, they literally had to they literally could provide you transportation. They had a whole van outside every day for emergency, like if they need to bring us to transport us. That's why it's there, to transport us. But instead they made me walk. In the code, they made me walk. I didn't have no one to bring me, like, no, you know. So I will walk to my appointments every time. It was frustrating, because they will always favorite this one girl and her kid. They would favor her. Like, she didn't have to attend group. She had a whole TV in her room. We weren't allowed to even have TV in our room, just letting y'all know. We weren't allowed for that. She was able to have that. She was able to have a full, like, a whole full cabinet, like a cabinet full of food in her room. She had her fridge outside her door of her room. She had a bathroom in her room. Like, girl, she was like, that was like stuff that, you know, it bothered you. And that, guys, when it came to the teen parent program, guys, it was really, really hard. And everything I was going through already, I made the decision to leave, more so because of my daughter. Like the whole crying every night, and it was just really, really getting to me. And I wasn't really doing well. Like, my legs were swollen of all the walking and everything. And I was like, I can't have a newborn baby here in this shelter in this conditions, because it's not like safe. Because I just they weren't gonna give me they were literally only gonna give me 6 weeks to get have the baby, have 6 weeks, and then you gotta go out and find daycare, all that. And I was like, I can't do this. I honestly can't. So I'm gonna leave this here as one video, and it's gonna be my experience living in a teen parent program. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Just wait for the second part of me living in a family shelter, and so you guys could hear my experience there, what I went through there, and how my experience was like compared to my teen parent program days, shelter experience. So I hope you guys enjoy this program. I hope you guys enjoy this video of my experience living in a teen parent program. And just make sure you guys like this video out for me. Make sure you guys comment down below, and you guys are subscribed, and stay tuned for the next video. I just want to quickly say, guys, if you're happen to be a young mom, just know that you're not alone, and things does get easy, and and yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed my video. Don't be afraid to comment down below any other any questions you guys really have regarding my experience living in a teen parent program. And yeah, so just stay tuned for the next video of my experience living in a family program, in a family shelter. And yeah, in this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and you guys subscribe. Hit that post notification bell so you guys don't miss any of my videos. And your girl Dal will see you guys in the next video.
I gave you my heart.